Hello everyone, so I got a lot of advice on my last video that I should move somewhere else, and I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a road trip up to Yellowknife. Well, the benefit to being on a road trip is that I can actually use my induction cooktop now, then recharge the battery with the DC to DC charger. But I've been wanting to have a coffee for a while now. I've just been holding off. It's already 11:30 a.m. I got to be strategic when I drink my coffee. This stuff is like Drano, but I think it's safe to have it now. And maybe later on this afternoon, I might cook a full meal with this thing. When I boil water for coffee, I use the 700 watt setting at 120 degrees Celsius or 250 Fahrenheit, and that draws 58 amps at 12 volt. I don't like to draw much more than that off the battery. So it only took about 5 amp hour to boil water for a cup of coffee, and that's another advantage of lithium batteries, is that they can handle the high amperage better. If you do that on a lead acid, you're going to get a big voltage drop, and I'm wondering if that's one of the factors that led to the death of my last battery. Well, the bathroom must be terrifying. This guy's decided just to pee in front of his car. Alright, I got another 150 kilometers to go to get to Yellowknife. I'm almost there. It's 5 o'clock now. It's dark out and it is cold. But I am hungry, so I'm going to have a chicken stir fry here, and I'm going to do it up on the induction cooktop. It's funny, when I was first leaving Calgary, I still have that feeling from when I used to live in a house of like, am I forgetting something? Did I leave the lights on? Do I have everything I need? Yeah, even after all this time, I'm still retraining my brain that, yes, I always have everything I need. There's actually one more thing I need. I need some tire chains and maybe a small shovel in case I get caught in a snowstorm on the way back. I've got the all-season tires on the van. They do pretty good, but they're coming to the end of their life, so I gotta replace those soon. I think I'm gonna stick with the all-seasons, but probably get something with a more aggressive tread. Gonna put some yellow curry paste in here, and I'll be ready to eat. And went through 13.2 amp hour making this meal. It turned out pretty good. The curry paste is an easy way to flavor up a meal. But I just can't believe how quiet it is out here. Other than the odd passing vehicle, it's just deadly silent. Boom. Done. Alright, I made it. I'm totally exhausted. But tonight's not going to be too cold, only -16. But coming up this week, it's going to be minus 27, so I got to figure out the rest of this window insulation. I got the front and back windows figured out. Just these two side windows I got to do. I got all the material and everything. I just got to sew it up. I'm going to need a sewing room in my next van build. This is going to be tough to do it in here. Oh, this is tough. Measure twice, cut once. I got both ends of my curtain sewed up. That was an hour of pain and suffering, and I'm going to place this reflective layer inside it now, then sew up the top. I got this special fabric for the inside. Everyone says my van looks like a spaceship, so now when I look out the back I can see the universe. So the curtain forms a good seal against the rear window when the hatch is closed, and I can roll it up and tuck it out of the way when I don't want it. I can also close these up and add even more insulation. I gotta hurry up and get these front window covers finished. Tomorrow night's gonna be my coldest night yet. And I'm doing these up the same way as how I did my back window. I got the two layers of this insulated quilt, then the metallized fleece on the inside. Well, I had the window covers in all night last night. I just have to trim the edges off that one, then it's finished. I thought I'd have to put some magnets inside it to help hold it up, but it actually seems to be sticking to the window on its own. And that's how I did the windshield. That's my summer blanket. It was just the perfect size for that window. I folded it over once. It's a nice thick insulated blanket, so it forms a good seal. I clamped it up there and it fits underneath my sun visors, and I put some wood strips up the side that hold it up against the pillar. Yeah, maybe I should have put a plastic vapor barrier inside my window cover. It got really frosty under there. There's a better look at how I'm holding the blanket up against the windshield. It's minus 20 out right now, and it's supposed to drop down to minus 24 tonight. I'm disappointed. I was really hoping for that minus 27. Maybe I'll have to drive further north, but I'm gonna make up a chili tonight. It seems like a fitting meal on a night like this. I miscalculated a bit. The pot's full to the brim. I'm gonna have to eat a couple meals, and I'll put the corn and the diced tomatoes in later. I'm gonna spice it up a bit now. Well, a couple million people know about my ice cream stash now, so if you see a white van, feel free to take a look and help yourself. You just have to drive to Northwest Territories to get it. Well, I got what I wanted. The Weather Network says it's minus 28 out. bring on -40, I guess. But the one thing I'm noticing right now is that this is just bare metal. I can feel the cold air just falling down off it, and I was getting a bit of a draft through my roof vent. So I'm gonna see if I can find a fabric store today and just get a big rectangular piece so I can just cover it all right up. So last night I ran the heater for 16 hours straight. I went through 33 amp hour on the battery and 3.5 liters of diesel. For the most part I was just running the heater on half power, so I think I could survive a night at -40 if I had to, but that would probably be the point where I'd have to run it on full blast all night long. The only way for me to recharge the battery right now is the DC to DC charger. The solar isn't doing anything up here, so I'm kind of wishing that I would have went with a 40 amp charger instead of the 20 amp. But it wouldn't be an easy swap out. I'd have to change the wiring and everything, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. It's going to take about an hour and a half of driving to replenish the battery. So I got this insulated fabric on the roof now. It's held up there with magnets. So I think I'm happy now with the amount of insulation I have. I can already tell it's making a big difference in the amount that I have to run the heater and how much fuel and electricity I'm going through. But now I'm just waiting to see the real northern lights. The conditions just haven't lined up for me yet. But when they do, I'll report back with a new video, so I'll see you then.